Okay, before we observe the visually climactic scenery in this chapter, I'm gonna go ahead and buy Isaac that new suit he's been wanting.
Processing log. Supervisor Second Engineer Dallas reporting. This will be my last report. I've seen what they do to the bodies, what they become. I can't let that happen to me. At least if I don't have any limbs, I won't be able to kill anyone when I'm infected. Please tell Dawn and the kids that I love them. Oh, God! One more.
I like how he saw fit not to stop recording before cutting off his own limbs. Funny. Up here we have some kind of mineral processing machine, crushing rocks before sending them on their way down this gravity beam, presumably where they will eventually wind up moving through the room we saw in Part 18 via that gravity beam. This whole mining deck is like some kind of gastrointestinal system for an asteroid-eating monster, and this is one of its stomachs. Down this elevator, we will find a room where an asteroid is being held, half on board the ship and halfway out in the vacuum of space. It is suspended in place by what are known as gravity tethers, which are massive versions of Isaac's kinesis module. Surrounding the asteroid are two round armatures, which by now will have rounded the chunk of rock into a near-perfect ball, and which continue to chip chunks of minerals off of it, allowing a gravity beam like the one we saw in previous rooms to suck those minerals into the ship for processing. I'm describing this room now because once there I will be too busy fighting enemies, disengaging the gravity tethers, and planting the distress beacon to spend much time looking at it. And behold! Watch those rock-shaping armatures grind away at the surface of the asteroid, rounding it out. Up there is the gravity beam sucking up minerals, and these two blue beams of light emanating from this rotating wheel are one of 4 gravity tethers which we'll need to break before launching the asteroid into space with our beacon attached. If we were to think of the Ishimura as an asteroid-eating machine, this room would be its mouth, where it chews its food and then swallows it little by little. Because this is somewhat of an emergency, Isaac doesn't have time to go through whatever process it takes to turn the gravity tethers off properly, so instead he'll just break them with his plasma cutter. To do this, he must first slow down the tether generators with his stasis module, and then shoot them where they are most vulnerable. Then they will explode violently. There are a total of 4 gravity tethers he must destroy. 2 inside this room, and the other 2 are outside on the hull of the ship. To get to the exterior tethers, Isaac has to run along the surface of the asteroid itself, being careful to avoid the dangerous rock-crushing armatures. This is one of the few places on board the Ishimura where the border between breathable atmosphere and the vacuum of outer space is not a solid obstruction, but some invisible barrier that allows solid objects and organisms to pass through in both directions with little effort, but which mysteriously prevents the air from being sucked out by its own pressure. This force field air barrier concept has become somewhat popular in science fiction, particularly video-based sci-fi, but little effort is made on the part of the designers to explain how it works, and when they try, the science behind their explanations are generally weak and easy to disprove with simple physics. For Dead Space, I imagine such an effect could be explained with the artificial gravity technology. After all, gravity is what prevents the atmosphere from being sucked off of Earth. Before we continue, I'm going to need to go in for air. The difficult part of this is finding a place that will be temporarily safe from the dangerous armatures.
Entering vacuum.
While we're planting our distress beacon, take a look at the planet above us. Or rather, below us. Or rather, over there. Beautiful, isn't it? Notice the huge crater left by the chunk the Ishimura hoisted out of it, and which is likely the origin of the rock we're standing on right now. I wish we could have had more time to enjoy the views, but that's what pause buttons are for. Besides, time is of the essence, so let's go launch this asteroid off the ship.
Exiting zero gravity.
Poor thing just crawled around the wrong corner. The destruction of the gravity tethers appears to have caused a few energy management issues up here. I better be careful.
Dinner will be served in the mess hall.
My fascination with the asteroid room is the same as a child's fascination with the discovery of something new and unknown. With most science fiction of the visual kind, when confronted with a new sight, one can simply look at it and immediately figure out what it is, due to previous exposure to a wide selection of sci-fi concepts. In that room, however, you can't, because it's just so unlike anything seen anywhere else. It also reminds me of why video games are such a wonderful form of entertainment. Games give you a chance to explore new, imaginative things in 3D. You can take control of the camera and move it around until you fully understand what it is you're looking at, and can figure out, based on observation, what its purpose might be.
Payload 8772 launched.
Beacon's on its way. All functions normal and broadcasting wideband. Now we just have to hope somebody's listening. I'll position the array receiver. I thought I saw my brother again. He waved to me, like nothing was wrong. Okay. I should be able to leave this channel open. What? The comms array receiver isn't responding. Isaac, can you get back to the bridge? We need that array online or we can't receive signals from anyone responding to the beacon.
Anomaly detected. Quarantine activated.
Now Kendra wants me to go fix the communications array, so we can communicate with whatever ship arrives in response to our distress beacon. The comms array is accessible at the bridge, where we've already been, so like in Chapter 5, we will be revisiting new areas of the ship within areas of the ship to which we've already been. This is common in Dead Space, and it's a clever and efficient game design tactic. By revisiting areas of the game we've seen earlier, we are able to watch the ship quickly deteriorate and be torn apart by the ever-growing Necromorph Collective. Another advantage of this is it means more time spent on designing the game's levels can be spent on details like how minerals are harvested from asteroids and what imaging diagnostics look like in the future. With fewer rooms to design, more details can be added to each room. Looks clear to me. Ah! God, I hate these things. I'm out of here. Yep. Come on, feet. I've got a chapter to end. I'll see you guys on the bridge.